Are you exhausted from being who everyone else wants you to be? Your boss, your partner, your friends, your kids, your parents? Are you finding it challenging to keep up with everybody's expectations of you? What if I told you that the version of yourself you've been presenting to the world is actually draining your energy, blocking your blessings, your happiness, and keeping you from living a fulfilled life? Today, I'm going to show you something that most help guides will not tell you. The person you think you are is just a survival strategy. It's a mask you've been wearing to protect yourself. And that mask is costing you way more than you realize. So, in the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal to you how to strip away those protective layers and to connect with your authentic self. Not through complicated techniques, but through simple, powerful awareness that can transform your life starting today. So, grab a pen and paper and let's get started. True authenticity isn't about becoming someone or even aligning with the identity that you've created. It's about stripping away what is inauthentic so that you can access the unlimited authentic self that's actually at your core. It begins with one essential step: awareness. So let's explore how to break free from the masks that we wear and actually be authentic. Let's start with the tough but freeing truth. Much of who we think we are is not truly who we are. It's a persona that we've built over time to survive and navigate this world. This identity was shaped by our experiences, the environment that we grew up in, and the stories that we told ourselves or that other people told us. For example, maybe as a child you felt that you had to perform or achieve to gain love. So you became the overachiever. Or perhaps you were being criticized for being sensitive. You're so sensitive. So you built this tough exterior to avoid being hurt. Or maybe you felt invisible, so you became the helper, always putting others first so that you could actually feel seen. These roles really help us navigate life, but over time, we started to believe that that's truly who we are. But the truth is, these are strategies. This is not your authentic self. While our constructed identity may help keep us safe and feeling good, it comes at an extreme cost. Living from this inauthentic place can actually feel draining, unfulfilling, and disconnected. Why? Because the real you, the unlimited, authentic you, is buried under all of this inauthentic ways of being and protection. So when you live from your constructed identity, you might actually attract relationships and opportunities that don't align with who you truly are. You may ask yourself, why do I attract these people over and over again? You may feel like something's missing, even when life looks good on the surface. Like, why am I not happy? I have all these great things in my life. Or you're more likely to experience burnout and dissatisfaction, or even lack of genuine connection. But the good news is that you don't have to stay here. Awareness is the first step to reclaiming your authenticity. Awareness is the foundation of authenticity. Without it, we are blind to these masks that we wear and the stories that we tell ourselves. The moment you declare, I want to see clearly, you open the doors to transformation. And here's how you start. Reflect on your current patterns. Look at the roles that you've been playing and ask yourself, what identity have I created to protect myself? Where do I feel like I'm performing or pretending? Where and with whom do I feel like I cannot be myself? Where do I feel unsafe? What triggers me? And how do I react to avoid discomfort? What are all the things that I avoid? And notice the stories you tell yourself. Every identity is built on stories that we created about ourselves and the world. For example, I have to be perfect to be loved. If I'm vulnerable, I'll get hurt. I'm not good enough and the world doesn't care. I'm not enough, so I have to prove myself. You just want to write these stories down. Awareness begins by seeing them clearly and noticing your trends. And once you've identified these stories, these trends, and these patterns, it's time to question them. And here's the powerful truth: you created these stories to protect yourself, but they are not the ultimate truth. It is not written in the sky that you're not good enough. It is simply not the truth. And although you've been very busy collecting lots of evidence that it is the truth, let me put you on notice. It is not the ultimate truth. So ask yourself, does this story serve me? Is it empowering me? Or is it disempowering me, holding me back? And once you've actually acknowledged that it's disempowering and been holding you back to fulfilling what you actually desire, you really want to look at the impact of holding on to the story on yourself, on your relationships, on your joy, your future, your growth. And I really want you to get to the world of that impact, not to punish yourself, but to understand that this is the impact of holding on to that story. Maybe you haven't done what you want to do for the last 20 years because of the story that you're holding on to. So it's cost you 20 years of not doing what you want to do. So get real and honest with yourself here. And after you've gotten the full impact, what would my life look like if I let this story go? What could be possible if I let this story go? For example, if you've been telling yourself that you can't trust people, notice how it keeps you guarded and disconnected. And what's the true impact on that? Maybe you're still single because you cannot trust people. Then you want to ask yourself, what would it feel like to believe that trust is possible? What would it feel like? Would you feel safe? How would you feel? And letting go of the story is not a one-time event. You have created this as a habit for a very long time. It could have gone back till you were 4 years old. Who knows? This is a practice from now on. But I promise you, each time you release a limiting story, you make space for your authentic self to shine. But it comes with giving something up. So to be authentic means to give something up, some identity, some story that you are living in already, always, right now. These stories that you've constructed. And it takes awareness first. Once you give that up, your authentic self can shine. And now that you've cleared away some of those inauthentic layers, it's time to actually reconnect with the real you. And remember, your authentic self isn't something that you create. It's who you have always been. It's just trapped underneath all of these stories. And you've created all these stories and separated yourself from the miracle that you are. You are already it. You just connected to the stories that you made up about yourself instead of being connected to the miracle that you actually are, the unlimited source and being that you are. So here's how to tap into that authenticity. I want you to tune into your desires and ask yourself, what do I truly want outside of others' expectations? What do I want? What lights me up and feels aligned with my soul? What would make me proud of myself for? And then from there, you want to practice presence. The authentic self lives in the present moment, not in the past or the future. So maybe that might be spending time in silence, prayer, meditation, connecting to nature, anything that you can connect to your inner being. And from there, you want to embody your truth. Start small. If your authentic self values honesty, practice speaking your truth. Maybe you didn't feel like it was safe in the past to share your truth because you would be disliked or get in trouble. Well, giving up that story is going to give space for you to actually be honest now. So if your authentic self is playful, let yourself have fun without worrying about people judging you. I was just talking to my girlfriend about this. You don't have to change what you want to wear to make other people feel good. If you notice yourself doing that, stop. Wear what makes you feel good, empowered. I'm not coming on here on these Empower Me Mondays to care how I look. I don't care if you don't like my background, if you don't like my earrings, if you don't like what I have to wear, if you don't like my hair today. Honestly, I don't care because I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to share. to share myself, to be vulnerable. I share a lot of things on here, but that's what it looks like to be authentic because I'm not doing it to look good or to gain followers. I'm doing it to share so that you too can live an unmesswithable life. When you live authentically, everything changes. Everything. Your relationships become deeper and more meaningful because they're attracted from who you're being in that moment. For instance, if you're being, I'm not good enough, you will attract relationships that will show you that you are not good enough. But if you're really being your authentic self and you're being worthy and you take aligned action on that, you attract people and opportunities that align with your worth, your values, and your desires. You really do. You feel this sense of peace, extreme freedom. There is huge freedom in being unstoppable and not caring about people's opinions or looking good. And you experience so much joy because you're no longer pretending. Authenticity isn't about feeling good, it's about living fully. When you let go of the masks and you step into your truth, you create a life that's deeply aligned and fulfilling. Here's a simple practice to help you stay authentic every day. Set a morning intention. Start your day by asking yourself, how can I live more authentically today? Who do I want to be? What do I want to accomplish today? Where might I be tempted to wear a mask? And how will I stay true to myself? So I want you to acknowledge where are you going to fall short in this so that you can actually stay true to yourself. Create a plan. And every night, reflect. Where did I show up as my true self today? And where did I hold back and why? And what can I do differently tomorrow? Just one simple step every day. It doesn't have to be this huge thing. Just remember, authenticity is a practice. Be gentle with yourself as you learn how to shed these layers and step into your truth. And thank you for joining me today. The journey to authenticity isn't about becoming someone new. It's about coming home to be who you really are, the unlimited, full and complete human being that you are. It requires courage, awareness, and practice, but the rewards are so worth it. The freedom, joy, and the life that truly is aligned for you. Remember, the world doesn't need a perfect version of you. It needs the real you. Your authenticity is the greatest gift you can give to the world. And when you embrace it, you give others permission to do the same exact thing. Now, if this message resonated with you, please share it with someone who might need it. Let's inspire each other to live authentically and to create a ripple effect of truth and connection. I'll see you next Monday. And if you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, follow me on social media, and share your reflections. I'd really love to hear how you're embracing your authenticity in life. And until next time, stay true to yourself and remember, you've got this.